What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? So I'm back here today with actually a pretty cool video that I kind of did on Twitter. So if you took part in this, you kind of know what it's going to be. And it is going to be a mock draft that you guys kind of created that I did over the past couple of days. So pretty much I started it off with the Magic with the #1 pick select. Gave you probably the 4 consensus top players in the draft. You guys voted, and then for the next pick, I took that player out, and etc. throughout the lottery. So today, I'm going to be reacting to what you guys had, and then I have a full picture up at the end that we'll be able to talk about what I maybe liked or disliked, or somebody that fell, a steal, a reach, etc. If you guys enjoyed this draft content, feel free to drop a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it, like always. And if you want to see more stuff like this in the future, please let me know down below. So yeah, we could start off with the #1 pick selecting Chet Holmgren, and this was after the news came out that Jabari Smith is likely going to be the #1 overall pick in the draft, which I think is a little shocking. I thought it was going to be Chet Holmgren all the way, and I would take him if I were the Magic with the #1 pick, especially with the way their roster is constructed and for the future and their timeline. So that is going to change some things up here. So Jabari Smith got 20.7% of the votes. Chet Holmgren got 63.7%. So overwhelmingly, the favorite to go #1 was Chet Holmgren. So this led to the #2 overall pick being Jabari Smith, beat Paolo Banchero, threw in Ivy, and then once Chet was out, I threw in Shaedon Sharpe. So Jabari Smith got 58% of the votes, Banchero got 38%, so pretty much a consensus top 2. It really was a consensus top 3, so I didn't even make a poll for Paolo Banchero because he was going to win the vote for the 3rd overall pick with the Houston Rockets. So it got interesting here with the 4th overall pick. Jaden Ivey goes about 50% of the vote. Shaedon Sharpe got 30%. This is where we also included Keegan Murray, AJ Griffin. Really no shock here or surprises yet. I guess maybe just Chet going #1. But yeah, Ivy getting 50% of the votes. Pretty much, I know there's I've been mocking sometimes Shaedon Sharpe to Sacramento. You could see them trying to be interesting, trying to be the Kings, trying to maybe hit on that boomer bust guy in Shaedon Sharpe. Maybe they think he works better next to De'Aaron Fox, something like that. So that could be something that we see differently. He got 30% of the votes. And with the 5th overall pick, Shaedon Sharpe, overwhelmingly, this is going to be the top 5, it seems like, because he got 65% of the votes. Jalen Duren, AJ Griffin, and Keegan Murray got sprinkled with around 12% each. So this was a consensus top 5, I would say. And then I would say the consensus kind of continued with Indiana going Keegan Murray, which I was kind of shocked that he got 55% of the votes. I thought AJ Griffin, who I've been mocking here, was going to get a lot more because I've been mocking Murray 7 to Portland. Jalen Duren got 14%, and I threw Dyson Daniels in here. I also could have thrown Johnny Davis, Jeremy Soham, and that would have been a little bit high at 6, but so some of those guys, or Benedict Mathurin more likely, because Dyson Daniels has been getting a lot of hype lately. He's going to, I think, get that Josh Giddey push that we saw last year, and he will be a consensus top 10 pick, I think, on draft night. But Keegan Murray going to the Pacers at 6 was a little shocking to me just because of their timeline. They're still rebuilding. Don't think that they're going to be a play-in tournament team next year. They could be, definitely. And Keegan Murray could help because he's more NBA ready than the rest of these 3. But I just thought they would maybe go for Dyson Daniels and have that backcourt with maybe Daniels and Halliburton, or what you guys would have thought, or AJ Griffin, and get that wing with Halliburton and Griffin for the future. But Keegan Murray kind of replaces Sabonis as that 4 next to Miles Turner next year, and definitely a better shooter. Next up with the, what are we on, 7 with the Blazers. So this ended up being AJ Griffin, which was a little shocking as well, due to AJ Griffin being, I don't think, as NBA ready as some of these other players mentioned, maybe like a Duren, obviously with Keegan Murray off the board. Maybe Mathurin would have been the pick here if I threw him in the poll instead of Dyson Daniels. But I continued, if I threw you in 1, you were going to be there until you got drafted. So AJ Griffin going to the Blazers, who would like to win next year with Damian Lillard. So this one was a little bit shocking as well. Thought maybe Johnny Davis or Jalen Duren would have been the selection just because of Portland in general. Out of these 4 players, who would I want to draft just my team, any team? It would be AJ Griffin. I think he has the highest upside out of any of these 4. But this was also kind of surprising because Johnny Davis fell in this mock to a team that I didn't think, I don't think he's going to be available on draft night too, but we'll see. So that was the 7th overall pick. AJ Griffin got 41%. Jalen Duren wasn't far behind at 34%. So usually the player with the 2nd highest votes ended up going next. But one player kind of got snubbed out of this whole lottery, but he missed out. We'll get to it. So he's not selected here yet, but Jalen Duren, with 31% of the votes, goes to the Pelicans. So instead of adding a wing like Davis or Mathurin, a guard in Daniels, a point guard position, which is probably the weakest hole on their roster, they go with another center. They have a good one in Valanciunas. Jackson Hayes is a solid backup. I don't think he's going to be here going forward since he'll be a restricted free agent in the 2023 offseason. So this could make sense to take the successor there, or they can look to move Hayes in the offseason, or injuries do happen. So Darren gets 31% of the votes. Mathurin wasn't far behind at 25%. So we are at number 9 here with San Antonio, and this is where I started to include Mark Williams. Benedict Mathurin was pretty much the favorite here at 43% of the votes. Dyson Daniels still kind of in here. He's been in here for, 4 teams now? He's gone from 5% to 9%. It's kind of cool. It's to 17%, and he's inched it up there at 24%. So San Antonio adds Mathurin, another wing, Jordan Keldon-Johnson there, Devin Vassell. So 3 straight drafts with a wing, because Primo last year as well, so that would be kind of 4 straight drafts of their first-round picks being wings, which I'm all for. They could go center depth, so I'm sure maybe they would like Jalen Duren to fall to them at 9 just to at least have that option. Next up here with number 10, Washington. This is where I threw in Ty Washington, who just missed out on this, and that is the trend. Ty Washington did not go in this mock. And for 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, he just missed out on those 5 teams as the second vote getter by like 3% on so many of them. So Johnny Davis got 27%. But with like their glaring hole at point guard, this makes sense. They probably would love Dyson. I mean, I would love Dyson to the Wizards at 10. So you're kind of hoping that that happens for them. Ty, if Daniels is off the board, could definitely, if they love his workouts, could be the pick there for them. I'm surprised like Davis, like maybe try to go Beal at the 1, Davis at the 2, if they like that. But yeah, Wizards going Dyson Daniels. So he goes from all the way from back up here getting 5% to a couple picks later getting the highest at 33%. So Johnny Davis, you notice he has fallen a little bit. So first time I put him in, he got 15%, was the third vote getter. Then he became the second vote getter. But then for some reason, Benedict Mathurin jumps out. Like it's weird because Davis got more votes here just by 0.6%. But then he gets beaten by 19% once you take out Jalen Duren. It's kind of shocking. Next up here with the 11th overall pick, we have the New York Knicks. And this is where Johnny Davis fell to the Knicks. I just haven't really seen that a lot lately. So just seeing that caught me by surprise, where he got 46%. And that's who my pick would be with the Knicks at 11. I know they need a point guard, but boy, I think that wing talent is there. And then you just kind of go trade crazy, see if some team will take Burks, see if a team will take Noel, Randall, maybe Derrick Rose. So yeah, the Knicks getting Johnny Davis, I would be a fan of him or Washington there. Washington missed this out on 30 or on about 9%, but like he got 30% more than the other 2 vote getters in Mark Williams, and this is where I threw in Jeremy Sohan out of Baylor. Next up with the Hornets, I thought Ty would win this pick because Ty, since I included him here, outscored Mark Williams by 22%, outscored Mark Williams by almost 30%, and then Mark Williams beats him here by 2.6%. Yeah, I threw in Tari Eason now. This one was pretty evenly distributed because Jamie Sohan got 25% of the votes as the number 3 vote getter, but Ty missing out, that kind of shocked me as Mark Williams now goes to, or this was the Thunder, excuse me. Which I guess makes sense because it's team-oriented, and the Thunder definitely need big men more than the guards. So in this mock, they end up with Jabari Smith and Mark Williams. Not too shabby. And then the 13th pick, which was the Hornets, where I was like, okay, this is going to be Ty Washington. They need a backup point guard, but maybe some people are like, maybe they don't. Like, they're playing LaMelo 35 minutes a night. They don't need to invest highly into a backup point guard. And he just misses out again, Ty. I threw Malachi Branham in here out of Ohio State as Jeremy Sohan gets almost 40% of the votes and beats Ty by 3%. So yeah, Ty missed out like 3% here, 2.6% there, 9% there, 3% basically there, 3.2% since he's been added. And then finally, with the Cleveland Cavaliers, I threw in Ochai Agbaji. Maybe I should have threw him in a little bit earlier, but yeah, he beats Ty by 4.1%. And he is the final pick of the mock draft. So basically here, this is what the mock looked like that you guys created. Let me just move that over a little bit so you can kind of see everybody. But yeah, Chet 1, Jabari 2, Banchero 3, no surprises really in the top 5. Murray, I was a little bit shocked just to Indiana, but maybe he's going to be the consensus number 6. Maybe he jumps in front of Ivy or Sharp come draft night. AJ Griffin 7. I feel like that pick could be traded. A lot of people were thinking that pick's going to end up being traded. Jalen Duren to the Pelicans at 8. Benedict Mathurin to the Spurs at 9. Love Dyson Daniels to Washington at 10. Love Johnny Davis to the Knicks at 11. Mark Williams is a little bit interesting if you're going to add Jabari Smith in this draft, or if Chet Holmgren goes. I don't think they're going to look at Mark Williams. I think they could look at maybe somebody that could play the 3 or more of a wing, or maybe somebody a little bit like Jimmy Sohan, I think could be somebody there, or not Ty, but Yeah, maybe Tari Eason or Jeremy Sohan over Mark Williams. We'll see if Mark Williams does go in the lottery, just due to him. Maybe his limited skill set offensively, but just being a potential projected good rim protector. That could be valuable to some teams that need it, like the Thunder, like the Hornets, like maybe the Wizards. But I don't think I'll go that high, but mainly the Hornets and the Thunder, or even the Spurs if Duran's off the board. Jeremy Sohan, I love that to Charlotte. I just thought Ty is just a backup point guard option, but Jeremy Sohan could probably guard 2, 3s, 4s, 5s in the league. And then I love Ochai Agbaji, who's NBA ready to be a scorer off the bench for Cleveland there at 14. So yeah, guys that I put in the poll that didn't go in the lottery were Ty Washington, Tari Eason, and Malachi Branham. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this mock down below. Maybe a team that you liked, maybe a team that you didn't like, or something like that. Maybe there's selections, but this wasn't me. This was your guys' mock. And if you guys want to see me do this again, maybe closer to draft night, let me know down below. Love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.